I have a question for each one of you. Can you talk about a class that was especially important to you, meaningful to you, changed the way you think about something?
I have a class, I guess. And I just finished it yesterday. But the class is called Disabling Institutions, and it's with Professor Buehmiller. And the premise of the class is really to look at institutions, and institutions aren't big monolithic structures. Institutions are things like culture as well. And it's really looking at how institutions can really enable people to flourish as well as disable. And so what I really like about this class is that we weren't just looking at institutions, cultural or formal institutions, and criticizing them, but part of the class was really, so then what? What's the next step? And Professor Buehmiller and my classmates really delved into things like community organizing and what are the things that are necessary in order to make these institutions better enabling institutions for people to really be content or to fulfill their potential. And so I'm very fortunate to take that class, even though it was my last class in my last semester.
One of the biggest lessons that I'll take away from Amherst, and one that I hope continues to shape my decisions in the future, is the power of art and the power of truth and storytelling. And for the last 2 years, all of my classes have really contributed to that idea. But I'd say that started in my junior year with reading Panther Theory and Black feminist literary traditions, and taking those classes at the same time with Professor Dobrinsky and Professor Henderson, respectively, enabled me to see what kind of spaces can be formed by Black feminists in different social movements and political movements, and how they've been able to use art to advance their causes. And that's stuck with me ever since.
Yeah, I agree. I actually was going to say the exact same two classes as Rachel. A separate Henderson class was similarly themed. And I think also it was just so powerful in Panther Theory because we were reading really, really hefty works and essentially putting to undergraduates, here are these huge social movements and critiquing them. And these are like 18 through like 22-year-olds like critiquing social movements, and in every way, I could not separate that from what happened in Uprising, because we were able to read and study these movements and then say, we loved this, we didn't love that. I think something that was a huge part of it was intersectionality. Like, coming out of that class, we realized, they didn't make space for a lot of other people. And Amherst is different. Amherst has a lot of different people in it. And one of the important points that we wanted to take away was, if we want this to be somewhere where everyone can be happy, we have to sing a different tune. It was really about how to apply this. This literally, and in the library, I could see the professors that had taught us these classes sitting there like, yeah, that was actually on the syllabus, like, nice job.